Alright, today we're having a look at A Hat in Time 2 by Giant585 Dark. Alright, so here we are in Hat in Time 2. We had a little bit of a very small opening cutscene where it looked like a evil jelly version of Hat Kid had like run through some door, and I don't know if we're supposed to chase them or not. Now the title hold, right, yeah, I'll go to Hat Kid's pool party. So we got a bit of a hub level here is what's going on. I need you to go faster though. Time. Possess. We got the imp thing going on where we don't have an auto possess, and that's okay. I don't know if we're supposed to follow the evil jelly hat kid or not. Okay, so we've got an jump, and R2 gives us a dive. I don't remember how to actually play with any of the hats, so we did the Hat in Time 1 on the stream a while back, and I did have a fairly good time with that. I found it to be quite enjoyable. A bit weird. I never really understood what was going on with Mustache Girl, or like why all the Mafia people look the same. Okay, we got a ball there. That is not really what we want to do though. What we want to do is actually start the level. It's looking really nice, although I do think that the hub world so far that we saw kind of looked the best. That was really slick looking. X to jump. Good, good. Alright. X while in the air to double jump. Cool. Hold R3 to zoom in or zoom out. Spin for 3 seconds to indicate a gliding spin. I don't know what that means. Like, okay. Oh, no, don't die. Oh, that was weird. Like, we didn't just have a double jump there. We had a quadruple jump, and I'm okay with that. There's not, I mean, not a lot of writing or character to show so far, which means that we don't really have anything that differentiates. To perform a wall run. Oh, okay, gotcha. Kind of. Hold X while running. There's not a lot that really differentiates this so much from other kind of platformers, because a lot of the Hat in Time was in the cuteness of the writing and the interesting characters. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I feel like I'm running sideways on the walls. I'm doing a bad job of this. Okay, hold on. Like, does that work? And then we run up here, and then we... Hold on a second. Can we pull the camera out? We can kind of not. So now this not being the actual Hat in Time though means that we don't have to do the train level. And if you ask me, the train level is pretty awful, so... Okay, alright, we did it. Kind of, sort of. Push with the left stick, crawl by holding R2. There's a lot going on here, but okay, we definitely get to crawl. We gotta push that. Can I not crawl anymore? I'd like to not crawl anymore. Can I jump? Alright, jumping takes us out of the crawl. Get onto the box. Hold R2. Hold R2. Get onto the box. Look, I'm trying to meet you halfway here, but you're not doing it for me. I need to get... You know what? Let's just run up the wall and see if we can do that. Nope, obviously not. Maybe we can glide into it, because it seems like the box isn't quite the right size. Wah, wah. Is there no death? Okay, there is a death. You're gonna start me all the way back here? Okay, that's a little bit cheap. Just a wee bit cheap. I don't remember how bad the checkpoints were in the actual Hat in Time 1, but I don't think they were that bad. Oh, crumbs. Okay, we didn't die. Yatta! We almost died. What is, how do we, can we get out of here? Are we stuck? We might be totes stuck. Or maybe not, or maybe so. I am very confused. So that is, very much like a Hat in Time. Wah, crumbs! Well, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. like, we're not going to have time to really get through too much more of this. There's only 6 seconds left, so we're going to cut it here. We will talk about it back in the hub, and we will see you there. See yas! And we're back, and A Hat in Time 2 by Giant 585 Dark, and I'd say, unfortunately, it's an orange diamond. It's not a red triangle. I mean, it is a level. Work has been put into the level, and it does have some points of charm. I mean, I have to give it that, but at the end of the day, I didn't really find a lot to take away from this one, and I found a fair amount, to be honest, of frustration in the level. Big issue that I had with the level is simply that there really isn't an awful lot that says A Hat in Time to me. Of course, we've got Hat Kid, and I do think that the character model for Hat Kid was really well done. I thought that it's a solid character model. I appreciated that. It does have a few blinks to it if you leave it idle long enough, or if you leave her idle long enough. The character model versus person, but not a lot of idle animation there, but it does have a nice flow to the run. The animations for the jumps and the double jumps and the hook swings are well handled, so that part was relatively cool. I really liked the Hat Kid's bedroom, and that felt to me at least to have the most, how to say, it felt the most like A Hat in Time to me. The bedroom area, it did feel like someplace that a Hat Kid would spend time in, and it felt as though Giant 585 Dark spent time themselves putting this area together. It looks really nice. The music syncs up with the lighting effects on the speakers, for example. That's a really cool small effect. It seems like we're getting the build up to a story at the very, very beginning. You see like this dark jelly Hat Kid run away and go through a door that ultimately we can't go through. The only pathway forward in the level available to us is the Hat Kid's pool party that we access through the telescope, just like in the game in A Hat in Time where you access places through telescopes. And this seems to be a tutorial level, but there's really nothing in the level that speaks to the level of character of the original game. And I think the actual characters, you've got, you know, Hat Kid and Snatcher and the Conductor and DJ Grooves and Mustache Girl and the Mafia, and the places themselves had a feeling of character to them. They were often quite robustly presented. And for myself, I felt that made up for the fact that a lot of times in the actual game A Hat in Time that the platforming could be quite frustrating, but I liked interacting with these characters. I liked seeing these environments, but we just don't have that kind of environment in A Hat in Time 2 here. What it is really just a very kind of basically presented platformer that we've seen even on the show a couple of times already, you know, kind of reminiscent of, but I think not as strong as the Alice in Dreamlands that we looked at, well back now. There's, you know, that same types of jumps, the same types of platforms. It does seem to have a day-night cycle, unless that was just my mind playing tricks on me, and I did appreciate that. But otherwise, it's just, it's a place that we could see in any number of other levels, and that leaves it for the gameplay to pick up the slack, and I really don't feel that the gameplay picked up the slack very much here. We've got all the usual floaty issues with jumping that we often see in Dreams. It's really easy to throw yourself in the wrong direction after wall jumps, for example. There's that one section that we were on where you got to bounce back and forth between the walls to get up to a higher ledge, and I kept on throwing myself off those walls. It's very, very easy to throw yourself off those walls. We got to that bit where you've got to push the box in, and it seems as though you're expected to climb over the box and through that really small crack in the wall, and I never got that to work. I don't know if the box is just not high enough, or the hole is just not big enough. There's something with the physics colliding or something like that, but I just could not get through that section. So I ended up doing a number of wall runs, wall jumps, and kind of double jumps and going back and forth, and eventually just surmounting that wall and going onto the other side. And then you've got to do a hook shot over to another island, and I completely missed the hook shot, and that brings us to kind of one of the final points I feel of the issue of the level here, and adding to the frustration of the level here, is that the only spawn point is the start gate. And if you screw up, then you've got to go through all of that over again. And it just, after a while, feels like the juice is not worth the squeeze. I liked the hook hat sections, excuse me, the hook shot sections. I thought those were pretty cool and everything, but I just didn't really feel like I wanted to go through, after trying a number of times to get past the first section, this kind of first level, the pool party level, and keep on screwing up and getting sent back to the beginning. And I just felt like, I think I've seen as much as I really need to see about this, and that is a shame. The pool party section is currently the only accessible point in this creation. Now, Giant 585 Dark does mention in their creators page that they may come back and add more to this in the future, but they're really, really busy, and that we really shouldn't expect it necessarily. And that's not, I don't hold that against them at all. I absolutely don't. Time is a premium for a lot of people, myself included, and we can't always devote all the time that might be necessary to complete a project. But I do think in that case that perhaps there should be a WIP put into the title or somewhere in the description, so that players will know that this creation is not a complete creation. There may be more in the future, but it's not going to be forthcoming anytime soon. So just kind of as a heads up to players. So it's not a bad investment of time. I think just to play through a little bit and have a little bit of fun with it, it's worth a couple of minutes of play, definitely. But as it stands now, I think it does need a lot more buffing to make it into a better level, and it's going to need a fair amount more of expansion. I think that you can't really hang everything on the one area that we have available to us at the moment. So it's a bit of a shame. I was looking forward to a little bit more from Hat Kid, but who knows, perhaps Giant 585 Dark will serve up some extra Hat Kid loving in the future. But I do think that pretty much does it for us this go about for Fever Dreams. So, from me, Visco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.